This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock. Woo! What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. We had to jump in and get this going earlier in the week because there's just too much to talk about, right? It's like we got to talk about it quick, fast, and in a hurry. But I want to give a shout out to 817 Blonde Revolver Brewing, getting it at my favorite store to support my habit, Total Wine. And yeah, I mean, this, you can't go wrong with the Revolver Blonde Ale. It's really good. It's a lot less stronger than the Blood and Honey that they're like famously known for. But if you want something a little bit lighter, this is the way to go. And I love the can. The can's purple, but it's got like the city background and all that stuff like that. Like, I don't know what city this is. It's Fort Worth Stockyards. Ha, see? All right. So I said we got to get into it, right? Let's get into it, man. So first and foremost, news you can booze to. Let's just talk college football, man, because it has been an absolute madness. There are a lot of people that are talking about like college football hasn't been great, and that it's like, that there's more chances for it to be better. There's more, like the rivalries aren't there because of all the conferences moving around and stuff like that. And I'm honestly here to say I disagree. College football has been kind of, it's been a lot of really good games. There's been a lot of bad games, don't get it twisted, but there's been a lot of really good games sprinkled into a lot of shit games, I will say. But Arizona State versus Texas State, early first of the week. We're not going to talk about Arizona, Kansas State, because I don't even want to talk about it. We're going to go Arizona State versus Texas State. It was a really funky, weird, they ended it by kneeling it out, right? They won the game, they had the ball, they were kneeling it out. It just very...
How they do in some of the games they have coming up are definitely winnable.
Down 21-7 at one point. Arizona State comes on the road behind their young quarterback, Sam Leavitt. And
they put another second on this clock.
After review, it was determined there was 1 second on the clock when the player's knee was down. The ball will be placed at the 30-yard line. It will be Texas State ball, first down.
Texas State has a chance. Quick throw.
Toss it around a little bit here.
Now it's going to turn into Arena League football. And all of that for that.
There we go.
So Arizona State gets the win.
Very weird. Very, very weird. And then the post interview was probably on the field was even better.
Coach, you and I are finally speaking because after a while they put a second back on the clock and ran another play. Could you explain to us what the referee told you there?
Yeah, I'm only out here right now so I don't get fined. That's all I got to say, because that was ridiculous.
Fair enough. Given...
Yeah, bro. Like, you got to love coaches when they get frustrated and they try not to be too much. Like, you got to love it, man. So, I don't know what the referees were doing. It's a second, fam. Like, as I was always told, like, refs should not be the deciding factor in games. Like, say somebody got hurt, you know what I mean? Like, come on, it ain't even necessary. But yeah, so college game day, there was a big game. Like I said, there was LSU versus South Carolina. And I don't know, man, college game day is getting weirder and weirder. And I could start a whole series. I said this last episode, or the episode before that, but I can start a whole series based off Pat McAfee and college game day. Like, this dude is absolutely wild, and he is now feeding Nick Saban the bullshit, and Nick Saban is eating it. So
Thursday night. That's awesome. Anyway, hey, what's up? They're going to knock the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff was doing work on these Thursdays.
I was. Wow, when you brought me out in front of everyone, I had like 5.
I know. Can I get a... Man, oh, man.
Look at your cake.
I know, but they ain't cut it. I got to get a piece over here.
bruh, first off, That's wild. On national TV, that's wild. Excuse the quality if it's like a screen record. That's wild as hell because, bro, what is going on? Like, why are you feeding this man a tomahawk steak on national TV, bro? Again, like I said, I could start a whole like series just on Pat McAfee and the wild shit that he be doing. But yeah, he just gives me hope that I can be, drunk and wild on TV, on national TV one day, syndicated, whatever you want to call it, ESPN, call me if you need me. But yeah, so they were at the LSU South Carolina game. They had old boy from Hootie and the Blowfish, I forget his name now, fucking performing and stuff like that. And LSU, it came down to pretty much the wire. And realistically, they got away with one because I won't say they got away with one, but they put every opportunity out there for South Carolina to beat them. LSU was not 100%. A lot of people are calling for the coach's head, but that's not going to happen because his contract is absolutely crazy, and the guaranteed money that he would be owed is stupid. But I don't like calling for people's heads. But yet, and still, this type of play is what.
Gus Meyer to the end zone, threw a pick, threw it right into the hands of Imanwari. The Gamecocks taking it the other way. There is a flag on the field.
Right into his hands, and right after he threw it, this is the hit that he took right here by Kyle Kennard.
Tries to say I didn't do it, but...
And again, there's...
Listen, I don't like the call. I don't like the call, but I understand the call. You have to protect the quarterback, 1. 2, he was blindsided. And 3, as a defensive player, you just gotta get in their way. You don't have to actually physically extend. I think if he wouldn't have extended, if he would just kind of pushed and kept his arms bent, he would have been fine. Problem is and the quarterback stayed down. So anytime the quarterback knew what he was doing, because he was perfectly fine. But anytime the quarterbacks hit the ground and don't move for a second, ref might throw that flag just out of sheer shock factor. Like, oh shit, I can't be the ref that this doesn't get called on. So, yeah, man. And they still, even with that touchdown call back, everything like that, they ended up scoring. South Carolina still had a chance. And blew it.
Darian's putting up 15 racks. I like that.
You ready?
Was that because you have no faith in the kid?
No, I think he's going to make it.
Okay.
I think he's going to make it.
You do?
I think he's going to make it.
Good luck, brother. No.
You got no shot.
All the trash he talked on kickers, called them bums. Joshua, you're a good man.
He got no shot.
$120,000.
Be ready, kid.
$60,000 to a scholarship. $60,000 in your pocket.
I told you.
He lost his
Worst kick of all time. Worst kick
farther than the ball.
Worst kick of all time. Shoes over there. Ball is here. This guy sucks. You don't want that again. Sorry,
I think Pat's been saving his money since he had to give away some.
We will still donate. This kid sucks. Back to you, Rich.
Bruh, that's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Worst kick of all time. Dude's shoe went further than the ball. I don't even think the ball left within the vicinity of where the kick was made. But no, in all seriousness, they did miss the kick. And it's crazy because the field, the student section, damn near empty. They were all at the bushes at the wall, basically, to rush the field. And it brings me to a quick, little, thing. Are we not done with running on the field? So, there was a SEC rule that just came out for the SEC is basically that Southeastern Conference rule that seeks to stop fans from storming the field. Now, South Carolina's in the SEC, LSU's in the SEC. They haven't changed. They haven't changed conferences, right? But basically, if they run on the field, the school that ran on the field has to pay the fines of up to $100,000 or $250,000. Now, there have been tens of 20s of hundreds of people injured, not to include death, by, removing the field goal post and stuff like that. It brings to me a situation where I get it, you know what I'm saying, storming the court, storming the field. You just beat a big ranked team, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, it's like, is that not going to end in more than it's worth? Is that, you know what I mean? Like, is it going to, is your roommate getting trampled, or your buddy in your frat getting trampled or possibly dying worth storming the field to be with the team? I don't think so. Plus, on top of that, adding insult to injury, your campus now has to, or your school has to dole out hundreds of thousands of dollars because y'all wanted to go party on the field. And in actuality, if you wait probably about 5-10 minutes as the school ends the game, don't storm the field, but y'all go down there and y'all, celebrate. I get it. I'm asking a lot because, we're talking most of those kids are probably high or drunk, because they don't serve alcohol in SEC stadiums supposedly. But we all know tailgates start, dorm parties, all that good stuff. Nobody's naive to the fact that these people are drunk in the stands. But it's kind of weird that, we still haven't got to that point where it's like, like human lives and human health is more important than your celebration. You know what I mean? So anyway, I don't want to get too far into that, but I really feel like that, it's kind of stupid and we should probably stop doing it. And yeah, let's just stop doing it. Speaking of stopping doing something, is it time for FSU to sit down DJU? Because they're cooked.
I tell it to teams all the time. Momentum takes one play. I mean, that's it. That's all it takes to change it. And we just, obviously have had some opportunities that that we needed to respond in those situations. But I mean, I think from their attitude, their approach. I mean, even they're in the locker room, we're all disappointed. As we continue to work and continue to pour into each other and the opportunity we have.
All right, thank you, Coach. No one was listening. Is this what it's like listening in the locker room? Because I didn't catch none of what he said, and I've listened to that thing like 3 times. I just feel like, is it time to have a conversation with DJU, right? Like, should they sit him down and move on to the next guy because he just looks so bad? They lost. They are now 0-3. Second time, I think, in school history. I gotta look it up, but it's bad. Like, it is getting bad. They are cooked. They are officially setting fire on the campus right now. So, is DJU riding the wave with him, getting his making sure he knows you got confidence in him more important than the team's confidence in him? Me personally, I don't think so. I think it's time to sit him down. I think it's time for him to reconsider, maybe something else in football. I don't know. But quarterback just has not worked out for him. And, he just doesn't look good. It's not that they're losing. They just don't look good while losing. Like, they really look bad. And it's offense, it's defense, the whole nine, and it's it's just bad. So I really feel like he. Fuck you. I really feel like he's missing out on a lot of. I feel like FSU needs to just move along, move him around, maybe figure out something else for him, maybe use his legs more. I don't know, but I think it's time for him to sit down or them to move him in a different style of position because quarterback is just not it for him. So speaking of quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders has been in the news every week, as always, and he is backing up a lot of the shit he's talking, and he is answering a lot of the words that get twisted around in his pressers or interviews or whatever the case may be. And it's funny because Colorado State and Colorado used to have a big rivalry, used to be kind of a big thing. Not so much anymore. They've both kind of been trash, honestly. But Colorado State's quarterback and one of their receivers decided to go on an interview, clipped, and there was a specific thing where they were talking about Colorado and how Colorado is overrated almost in a sense. Oh, it's just the Instagram hype. It doesn't matter how many Instagram followers you have and blah, 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 blah. You don't poke the bear, first off. If you're going to play us, all right, cool, talk shit, you know what I'm saying, whatever case it be. You're going to play them, talk shit, whatever, I'm cool with that. But if you're going to talk shit, don't try to shake my hand after, like, stand on your business. And, like, if you don't like us or you don't like me or whatever case, don't try to fake the funk and come, So Sanders Shedeur handled his business.
Talking shit on Instagram. You talking on Instagram. All right, keep talking about business. You can't fuck with me.
Hey, and it's fucked up because he's like, yo, you can't. I don't even want to talk to you. Like, he turned to the side and everything. Like, I don't even want to talk to you, and I'm cool with that. To me, I think a lot of people have blown it out of proportion. Like, oh, that's just what's wrong with college football, blah blah. I don't see a problem with it. Like I said, they used to have a rivalry, those schools. Plus, on top of that, they fueling the fire for it to start back up. Plus, on top of that, like I said, if you're going to talk shit, you got to be able to handle up when it's time to handle up. And y'all got y'all fucking doors blown off. So, you same motherfucker talking shit on Instagram, handle your business. So, me personally, I don't have a problem with it. I'm actually glad he did it because, he stands on what he talks about. Then, on top of that, everybody's making a whole lot of headlines, if you will, about him talking bad about his O-line and stuff like that. Well, he brought his O-line to the press conference with him and Travis Hunter, and all of them were standing behind him. And, so, I mean, I don't know. I think that was a little bit much, a little bit of a media frenzy thing. But I also think that, I think that team is tighter than a lot of people are giving them credit for. I think Deion's going to play them as best as they can. I hope, like I said, I hope the ego gets taken out of it, some of it, because they're not a great football team, but they could be better. And they're in the, like I said, Big 12. There's a possibility they could be something in the Big 12. We'll see, but they could be something in the Big 12. Boston College, man. I don't know what's going on with Boston College, but Boston College is balling right now. So I think everybody, they put everybody on notice. They're not a fluke.
Castellanos and Bond have a terrific relationship. That ball's on the ground. Castellanos gets rid of it, and wide open, Reed Harris is uncovered. That's a 67-yard touchdown. Typically, the offense is flustered by a bad snap. That time it was the defense.
Well, Boston College came out in a different formation, one they had not seen or shown. Then you have the bad snap.
Listen, all I'm going to say, they lost. They did lose. All I'm going to say, though, is they lost by 6. So Mizzou is high-flying as an offense that they've been playing with. They look really good. Boston College looked just as good. And there was some other close games. Georgia versus Kentucky. Now, I went on bet a beer or bet the house and said Kentucky was going to hold and Kentucky was going to, possibly maybe even beat them. But they didn't beat them. But they are Georgia's kryptonite. I don't care what nobody says. It was so close of a game. Literally, it was the lowest scoring game, I think, probably of the season so far. It was 13-12. Kentucky could not score a touchdown, unfortunately. They just couldn't capitalize on the field advantages and being in the red zone, things like that. Whereas neither could really Georgia. Georgia only got one touchdown in this game. Kentucky had the chance to make the Georgia Bulldogs. I mean, they had them. You had them right there, man. They had an opportunity to take the whole thing and just, they failed, but they did show some weakness, or they did show Georgia's weakness as far as with them, like how to play, maybe possibly how to play them, and possibly how to beat them, because I feel like Georgia is beatable. I know I put them at the number one, but life comes at you fast. So I really feel like Georgia, they beat 28 SEC teams. I get it. Everybody's, Georgia's still Georgia, but Kentucky exposed some things, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm really starting to get a little flustered, a little worried about Georgia, because there's another team that is unfortunately back.
Was a decent clip, but they hadn't done much on the ground in this game.
Oh, look at Arch Manning. Oh, hit him with the two-step. Arch Manning, touchdown.
I've never known a moment today.
Yes. So the scouting report.
It pains me. Texas is back, man. Texas is absolutely back. Quinn Ewers went out with an injury. It sounds like it's something light, ab injury, something like that. He may be out a week or so. He may not miss much time. The way that Texas is rolling, they probably might sit him down. But man, yeah, UT is definitely back. Yeah, UT is definitely back, and the AP poll has them at number one. My stomach hurts talking about it. So let's talk about the top 25, man. We got Texas number one. We got Georgia number two. We got Ohio State number three. We got Alabama, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. Tennessee has quietly been putting on some fucking game. Like, they've been putting in some work. Gotta give them some respect. Mizzou still in there, even though Boston College did bring them to, pretty close to their knees. Miami is back. The U is back, undefeated. Oregon, Hobson still in the top 10. Penn State just haven't done anything, great to me. So they're slowly but surely creeping out of the top 10. USC, and then Utah. So Utah's funny because they're in the Big 12, like I was talking about earlier. And I think they're actually second in the Big 12, which is kind of crazy because it's just like I wasn't expecting them to be second in the Big 12. But Kansas State is first in the Big 12, and UCF and Kansas State are no. So it's UCF has one Big 12 win, and Kansas State and Utah are tied at 2 because they haven't played anybody in the conference, but they're all 3-0. UCF, they're all 3-0, UCF included. The biggest thing, though, the biggest trouble I see is that my boy went out. My boy Cam went out. It was an injury to the hand, so hopefully it's nothing super serious. But it doesn't go well for him because, like I said, that was the main thing for him is to stay healthy. He missed all of last season with an injury. I'm hoping that it's not the same kind of stuff this year. But yeah, they're in for some work. Notable in the top 25 to me, biggest notable one that I think like overrated. I think Nebraska is. I mean, not overrated. Excuse me. I think underrated. I think Nebraska should be a little bit higher than 22. 22 is crazy, especially when you have Clemson, who's 1-1, who got the dog shit whooped out of them by Georgia. I'm sorry. Nebraska is undefeated, and I know they haven't really played anybody ranked or anything like that, but still, they're undefeated, and they have 3 wins compared to 1 win because Clemson is 1-1. Northern Illinois is in there. I'm cool with it because they did beat Notre Dame, which is still ranked in the top 25. Overrated as fuck. Number 17 of all things, and yet we have Nebraska lower than them. Hell, you got Iowa State and Louisville lower than Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, yes, they did pop Purdue. I give them their credit. They came out with a vengeance against Purdue, but I just feel like it wasn't enough for me because Purdue ain't really that crazy of a game. Now, if they go through and pummel everybody, now we can talk. Then they got a say so to get in the playoffs. As of right now, I don't believe in Notre Dame. They're still overrated as fuck to me. I think LSU should actually squeak up above Oklahoma. Oklahoma hasn't lost a game. I love Oklahoma. Shirt, flag in the back. Love OU. Nothing but love, baby. But y'all have been really lackluster, and it's kind of unfortunate. And I just want to see y'all do better. But maybe being slid out of the top 15 would make y'all like wake up because y'all got some big games coming. Notably, big game coming is going to be versus Tennessee this next weekend. And yeah, like I said, Tennessee been putting that pop on people. So I just don't know if y'all want to play around. And y'all, it's at home. It's at home. But I just don't know. Y'all better show up and don't disappoint me too bad. Anyway, so my other notable in the top 25. Rankings, my bad, y'all. Technical difficulties. My other notable one is Iowa State. Iowa State to me has been making a pretty good run and making they're ranked 20 in the AP poll, and then the AFCA coaches poll they're 21. So me personally, I feel like Iowa State, if they keep doing what they're doing, I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with as well in the Big 12. So the Big 12 is about to get really sticky because they're all about to start playing each other. So I feel like we're going to figure out who's who and everything like that. But Iowa State has been playing some really good college football. Notably beat Iowa, and So all right, now a quick pivot because this weekend we had some really good fights. We had some really good boxing matches. We had some really good UFC matches. But the match that was the greatest one, with the headliner, right? Canelo versus, I forget, is his name. Oh my God, I forgot his name. Berlanga. See? With this win, this was actually a really, really good win. He knocked him down early in the fight. It looked like he was kind of picking his poison with him later, and he was just kind of, picking his spots, wasn't really trying to go for the knockout. But Berlanga wasn't backing down. I have to respect. You have to give respect where respect is due, and Berlanga was not backing down. So as a boxing fan, with Canelo winning this one and being crowned champion again, holding on to his belts, should he be considered in top 10 as far as Mexican boxers go? I know everybody, any Mexican boxers right now going crazy. What? Hell no. But hear me out. Hear me out. The reason that I bring this up, first off, Canelo fought Berlanga this weekend, right? He fought in May of 2024, which is 4 months. He fought in September of 2023, which I think is only 6 months. And he fought again in May of 2020. So he's not scared to fight. It's not like, oh, he's scared to fight, blah, blah, blah. He's not scared to fight. He will fight you. He, especially as of recent, he is fighting more and more often. He is fighting May, November 21, May, September of 22, September of 23, May, September of 24. Man, listen, you got to give him some respect. Now, before y'all try to kill me, I have a list here, and you tell me if I'm tripping, right? Canelo's in the list, right? Let's not get it twisted. Canelo's in the list. He's number 2. But is it too early? Or am I tripping? Or is it, I don't know. He's a split between Mexicans right now, man. A lot of Mexicans do not like Canelo. I don't know why, but a lot of, when he fights other people, from other countries, Mexico's all for him. But like when he fights Mexicans, he's it's half and half, right? So on this list, he's number 2, which bodes well because I do think Cesar Chavez Senior is number 1, and they got it right on this list. But I do think he's kind of high. I think that he shouldn't be that high. Now, some of these fighters I never saw in my life, but I do remember this guy, my man Ricardo Lopez, who they used to call Finito. His record is 51-0 and 1 draw. 51-0 is some Mayweather type shit. And Mayweather to me is he's, if not number 1 boxer of all time, he's definitely top 3. Now Finito fought in flyweight as well as junior flying divisions, and he's been he had a 16-year span. 16 years in boxing is pretty heavy. Now, Canelo, 62, 2, and 2. 2 losses were to arguably one of the greatest fighters in Floyd Mayweather, and then arguably against, I believe his name is Triple G. Now, he's in a heavier class, so obviously, whatever the case may be. But I don't think, light heavyweight, Dimitri Bivol. But yeah, I don't think that it should come down specifically just to record. I'm just saying, for me, in fighting ranks, Canelo is in the top 10, don't get it twisted, but I think number 2 is kind of a stretch. I think Cesar Chavez is definitely number 1. I think Ricardo Lopez should be 2. I even think maybe possibly, and I only saw the end of him, Carlos Zarate. I don't even know how to say that. Don't butcher me. But he was 66-4. So my only problem is his record. So I could see where people would put him, above or behind Canelo. But it's undeniable, Ricardo Lopez, especially in his division. He was dominant as fuck. Like I said, he didn't lose. He took a draw, and I mean, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. And 38 knockouts compared to, I believe Canelo only has 30. Oh, he has 39. So but he's also fought more, and he lost 2, and 2 draws. Listen. I'm cool with the top 10 argument. Top 3, I'm cool with as long as he's 3. But me personally, somebody brought it to my attention. Like, some people don't put him in the top 10. Some people don't put him in. Some people put him in the greatest Mexican boxer of all time, and I still think that's crazy because you have to give Cesar Chavez his props because just of like the type of entertaining fights, the type of grueling fights that he was. You're not gonna get that from Canelo. You're not going to get even from Finito, who like I said, it was my personal favorite because I remember him. Like, I remember watching his fights, when I started watching boxing and stuff like that. Now, granted, he was around the time of 85 to 2001. I remember watching his fights in the 90s, and yeah. So, neither here nor there, whatever. I know some of y'all are probably looking like, wait, you're not that old? Yes, I am. So, whether you agree or disagree, let me know. Thank you for watching. We are now fully on Patreon, baby. We've been running on Patreon for a little bit, for like a week. So, if you don't know, I'm going to let you know now. There is a live beer club coming soon, very, very soon. So where we're going to pick a beer for the week that we're all going to be drinking and trying live. We'll give our own reactions and things like that. You can join in and you can drink with me. Tell me what you thought about my idea of Canelo being in number 3 instead of number 2. You can tell me that Georgia's the greatest thing of all, whatever. And you get to see my live reaction. You don't get to see it like filmed and, dressed and rehearsed. No, you're going to get the real shit straight up and down because, I cuss over here. I'm fucking full on grown adult. So, so let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, all the above. And we'll see you again soon. This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock, and the second one is open.
Worst kick of all time.